Student, welcome in today's lecture. In previous lecture, we saw the protein synthesis. That means we have completed there the entire process of protein synthesis. Then we will see the remaining part from this topic. We will see the characteristic feature of genetic code because you are aware with the RNA. That means you have studied the three different types of RNA in 11th standard under the topic biomolecule. So, with respect to that, the mRNA, you know that how the codons are placed. Okay, we have seen those things in protein synthesis or while studying the protein synthesis. We will see now the few introductory part with respect to that transcription unit and the gene. So, what is mean by the gene here? Okay, what is meant by the gene? So I want to explain the concept of gene with the help of the transcription unit. Okay. So what is the gene? The gene means it is the segment. Okay, segment of DNA. Okay, it is called as a gene. So gene they are not having the specific definition as such, but we can elaborate that gene in different way. It is a segment of DNA means gene, or it is a specific, okay, specific nucleotide sequence. Okay, specific nucleotide sequence means it is a gene. Okay, so with respect to the transcription unit, okay, with respect to transcription unit, okay, with respect to that transcription unit, we have seen there in the transcription unit what type of the structure they have. They are having, they show the presence of a such type of this structure. Okay, that transcription unit, they are having the three most important thing, that is the promoter. Okay, promoter gene sequence, it is followed by the structural gene sequence, and at the end they are having the such type of the terminator gene sequence. Okay, so this is the promoter gene sequence, and this is the structural gene sequence. Okay, structural gene sequence. So we have seen this while studying the transcription units in previous lectures. Okay, so what is mean by what is the relation of this gene with respect to this the transcription unit? So remember, student, this that the DNA sequence, they codes for they codes for the three different types of RNA. Means what are those three different types of RNAs? mRNA, okay, then the rRNA, okay, rRNA, and it is followed by the tRNA, okay. So the DNA sequence, okay, that DNA sequence, the codes for these three different types of the RNAs. That sequence, it is called as the gene. Okay, so that sequence, it is called as the gene. So you have to remember the genes means that DNA, okay, DNA sequence codes for the three different types of the RNAs. That sequence of the DNA, or that nucleotide sequence of the DNA, it is called as a gene. Means that nucleotide sequence, it is responsible for formation of the three different types of the RNAs. But remember, student, I want to give you the one reference. During the 1955, okay, during the 1955, the scientist Seymour Benzer, okay, scientist Seymour Benzer, they had given there are the three units of the gene. Three units of gene. So what are those units? That three units are, the first one it is cistron, okay. Second one it is the racon, okay, cistron, racon, and the third unit of gene it is muton. So these are the three units of gene. That means, remember student, the nucleotide sequence of a gene coded for the three different types of the RNAs. That nucleotide sequence it is called as a gene. So we have to say that nucleotide sequence of DNA means that the structural gene sequence, and that structural gene sequence it is categorized into the three units. Means these are the three units of gene according to the scientist Seymour Benzer during the 1955. Okay. So what are those units? The cistron unit, they take part in polypeptide chain synthesis, polypeptide chain synthesis. They take part in polypeptide chain synthesis. In the sense, this cistron part of the gene, they take part in synthesis of the protein. Okay, they take part in synthesis of protein. So, and this cistron part, they are several base pair long, and that part of gene they take part in protein synthesis. So, this is a cistron. Then the another part, it is the racon. This is the part of gene they take part in recombination. They take part in recombination, and this part, they are few to many base pair in length. They are few to many base pair in length. So that region they take part in recombination. Okay. Then the next one, the muton, it is the third unit of the gene according to Seymour Benzer. This muton, they are few to one base pair in length, and no doubt they take part in mutation. Okay, they take part in mutation. So you have to remember these. Then student, this cistron, the cistron, it is the segment of DNA. They take part in polypeptide chain synthesis. So we have seen in previous lecture, there we have studied there the protein synthesis, and for the synthesis of the particular type of protein, the nucleotide sequence present over the DNA, that nucleotide sequence they take part. Okay, means that structural gene sequence they take part in protein synthesis. In the sense, they control over the entire process of protein synthesis. Okay, so the cistron, remember, I want to tell you here what type of the cistron unit seen in case of the eukaryote, and what type of the cistron unit seen in case of the prokaryote. So remember, in case of the eukaryote, okay, in case of the eukaryote, there is a single structural gene. Okay, it is called as a monocistronic. In the sense, that unit, it is called as a monocistronic unit, and remember that monocistronic structural gene, they have to produce the single mRNA. They have to produce the single mRNA. Means what happened in case of eukaryote, there is a single structural gene, and that single structural gene, it is called as a monocistronic. Okay, monocistronic unit. Okay, monocistronic unit. Means what, student? Here, you know that in case of that the transcription unit, you have seen there, this is this transcription unit, and no doubt this is the template strand. Okay, this is the template strand, and on this template strand, what is synthesized? They are having here the promoter gene sequence as usual. You have seen in the protein synthesis. Then this template strand, they are responsible for formation of the mRNA. okay, mRNA. So this structural gene which are present over that the template strand, okay, that template strand, uh, it is the single structural gene in case of eukaryote. In case of eukaryote, so such a type of the single structural gene is in case of the eukaryote. Uh, that unit it is called as a monocistronic unit, okay, and they produce the monocistronic, okay, monocistronic mRNA. They have to produce the monocistronic mRNA. So the monocistronic mRNA, it is produced in case of the eukaryote. Then student, what happened in case of the prokaryote? Okay, in case of the prokaryote, see, in case of prokaryote, that this template strand, okay, that template strand, uh, they are having the more than one structural genes. More than one structural genes means they are having this much segment of the one type of structural gene. This is another segment. So they are having the more than one structural gene. Then while during the transcription or the producing the mRNA at that time, that the structural gene unit in case of the prokaryote, okay, in case of prokaryote, that unit it is called as the polycistronic, okay, that unit it is called as the polycistronic unit, okay, and that polycistronic unit they produce the more than one type of mRNA, okay, more than one type of mRNA, in the sense that mRNA it is a polycistronic mRNA, okay, that mRNA just in case of the eukaryote there is only one type of mRNA, so it is a monocistronic mRNA, and in this case they are having the polycistronic mRNA, means that mRNA, this structural gene, this segment responsible for formation of this much mRNA, then this another segment they are responsible for the another segment of the mRNA, and here the another one it is responsible for the another segment of the mRNA. So they produce the more than one type of mRNA, okay, here, because that the structural gene, okay, structural gene, it is made up of the more than one type of the nucleotide sequence. So in the sense they are having the more than one structural genes, okay, they are having the more than one structural genes, and they produce the polycistronic mRNA, okay, polycistronic mRNA, and such type of polycistronic mRNA it is seen in case of the prokaryote. So student, you have to remember here what is meant by the transcription unit. We have seen that transcription unit while studying the protein synthesis, but with respect to the transcription unit, what is meant by the gene means that the structural gene of the transcription unit, they take part in synthesis of the various types of RNA. That unit of nucleotide sequence, it is called as a gene, okay. So according to Seymour and Benzer, that gene it is made up of the various types of the regions. That region means the cistron, recon, and muton. The cistron, they take part in synthesis of the polypeptide chain, in the sense they take part in protein synthesis. So that cistron, when that remember the single structural gene or that gene, single gene present in the transcription unit, such a type of the unit, it is called as a monocistronic the structural gene unit. Okay, and when the structural gene, they are having the more than one type of the nucleotide sequence, uh, that transcription unit, it is called as a polycistronic structural gene, and they have to produce the polycistronic mRNA. So monocistronic mRNA, it is seen in case of the eukaryote, and polycistronic mRNA, it is seen in case of the prokaryote. So student, this is the few information with respect to the transcription unit and the gene. Then we will see further as per your syllabus or as per your the curriculum. We will see the next part. According to the next scientist, that is the scientists Janosky and Sarabhai, during the 1964, they had given there the evidence about the protein synthesis, in the sense, as per the scientist Janosky and the Sarabhai, uh, the nucleotide sequence present over the DNA, they are responsible for the type of protein synthesis. So that scientists' first reference or first evidence, it was given by the scientist Janosky and the Sarabhai during the 1964. Okay, 1964. And Sarabhai 1964, they had given the evidence, and what type of the evidence they had given there, the nucleotide sequence present over the structural gene, they are responsible for the formation of protein in the cell. Okay, protein in the cell. You know that in the cell, how much number of the amino acids are present in the cell? That 20 different types of amino acids are present in the cell. Okay, then these amino acids, who recognize these amino acids, the nucleotide present over the DNA, they recognize the amino acids. But how much nucleotides are there? Only the four nucleotides, they are present, and they recognize that 20 different types of amino acid. Then how it is possible to recognize this large number of the amino acids by the four nucleotides, or we have to say the four nitrogen bases. Okay, four nitrogen bases. So with respect to this, the scientist Francis Crick, they mention there all the information. Okay, all the information, they are stored over the segment of DNA, or they are stored over the segment of DNA, in the sense in that the structural gene sequence or the nucleotide present in that structural gene sequence, all that type of the informations are stored. Okay, then that information, they are stored over the structural gene in what form? According to the Francis Crick, they are stored in the form of the coded language. Coded language. They are stored in the form of coded language, according to scientist F. H. C. Crick. Okay, they had given this type of the information. Means how the four nitrogen bases or the four nucleotide, they encode the 20 different types of amino acid. Such a type of the information, where it is situated? It is situated inside the nucleotide sequence of the structural gene. Okay, so such type of the information given by the scientist Francis Crick. So you have to remember this. Then that information, it is stored in that structural gene in the form of the coded language, and to that coded language. It is also called as the crypto. It is also called as a cryptogram. Okay, it is also called as the cryptogram. So this cryptogram, that means that cryptogram on DNA. Okay, that DNA strand. So this cryptogram. So remember, this is a one type of language, and that language, it is called as a coded language. So remember, that language, it is called as a coded language, and from that language, what is the single word from that language? So that single word, it is called as the code word. Okay, single word from that language, it is called as a code word, and that code word means it is the codon. Okay, code word means it is the codon. So that cryptogram or that coded language, the single word from that language means it is a codon, and that codon, they codes for this specific amino acid according to scientist Francis Crick. According to scientist Francis Crick. But how it is possible? How it is possible? So the possibility will be checked later on, and it will be proved there that codon, it is formed from the how much number of the nucleotides and how they encode this specific amino acid. Okay. So see, there are the various possibilities checked there by the different scientists. When the codon, okay, when the codon, it is formed from the single nucleotide, that codon, it is called as the singlet code. Okay, singlet code. So that codon, it is called as a singlet code. That singlet code means the one nucleotide they code for a one amino acid. Means the nucleotide adenine, they code for a one amino acid suppose AA1. Then guanine, they codes for the another amino acid AA2. Then cytosine, they code for the amino acid third, and then the thymine, okay, thymine, they codes for the amino acid fourth. So when the codon, it is formed from this single nucleotide, okay, single nucleotide, or it is formed from this single nitrogen base, okay, single nitrogen base, one nitrogen base, then the how much amino acid will be coded? The 4 amino acid will be coded. Then, this concept, it lagged behind, and it is followed by the possibility of the codon, it will be formed from the 2 nitrogen base. It will be formed from the 2 nitrogen base. So that type of the code, it is called as the doublet code. Then what happen when there is a doublet code? Okay, so this is a singlet code, and the next possibility, it is doublet code. Doublet code means the codon, it is formed from the 2 nitrogen base. So when the codon, it is formed from the 2 nitrogen base, how much amino acid they will code? That means the codon, it is formed from any 2 nitrogen base from the 4. Okay, maybe what are the nitrogen base? Adenine, guanine, cytosine, and the thymine. Okay, and the thymine. See, from this the 2 nitrogen base from the 1 codon. Okay, so 4 into 4. Okay, 4 into 4 म्हणजे कोणताही याच्यातला एक 4 टाइम घेऊ शकतो आणि दुसरा कोणताही याच्यातला 4 टाइम घेऊ शकतो. म्हणजे how much codon will be possible? 16 codon will be possible. So the 16, when the code is, or when that codon, it is formed from the 2 nitrogen base. That codon, it is called as doublet code. And how much codon will be possible? The 16 codons will be possible. Then it is highly impossible to encode the 20 different types of amino acids because the codons are 16 in number. Then later the concept will begin, that is it is triplet code. Triplet code means the codon, it is formed from the 3 nitrogen base, okay, in any sequence. Okay, so how much codon will be possible? So 4 into 4 into 4. So how much codon will be possible? The 64 codons will be possible. Okay, 64 codons will be possible when the codon, it is formed from the any 3 nitrogen base. Then 64 codons will be possible. Then these 64 codons, they can easily code the 20 different types of amino acids. Okay, 20 different types of amino acids. The codons, they are always triplet. And that codons are triplet, such a type of evidence, it was given by Crick in 1961. Okay, Crick, they had given the concept of triplet code during the 1961. Okay, 1961. So they had strongly proved there the genetic code or that codon, it is formed from the 3 nitrogen base. So that codon, it is always triplet. Okay, it is always triplet. And remember the one more evidence, it was given there. The scientist George Gamow in 1954, they had given there the one evidence. There are the 64 codons, and that 64 codons, they are sufficient for coding the 20 different types of amino acids in the cell. So such type of evidence, it was given by the scientist George Gamow in 1954. Okay, 1954. So student, I think you understand well. Singlet code, they are unable to code the 20 different amino acid. When the code is doublet, how much codons will be possible? The 16 codons will be possible. Then these 16 codons, they are unable to encode the 20 different types of amino acids. Then when the codon, it is triplet. Such type of evidence, it was given by the scientist Crick in 1961. And also it was supported by the scientist George Gamow previous. The triplet code, it is responsible for forming the 64 codons, and that 64 codon, they encode easily the 20 different types of amino acids. So student, with respect to these, the group of 3 scientists Nirenberg, Mattei and Ochoa, they had given the entire 64 codons, how it is possible in the cell, and they had written all the 64 codons in the cell with respect to the corresponding 20 different types of amino acids. So the scientist Nirenberg, Mattei and okay, so this scientist Nirenberg, Mattei and Ochoa, they are given there the 64 codons possible in the cell, and that 64 codons they had added in the dictionary of genetic code. So how we can write that the 64 different genetic code? You can prepare the table. Okay, so see how we can write that 64 codons. Okay, 64 codons. You know that there are that codon, it is formed from the nitrogen base, that is adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. Okay, adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. Instead of the thymine, in case of the RNA, what is there? They show the presence of the uracil. Okay, uracil. So here this 64 codon, how it is possible? At you can take the any three, okay, any three 4 times. Okay, that means the 64 codons will be possible there. That means 4 into 4 into 4. So how much it is? The 64 codons will be possible. So how we can write this 64 codons? So see, it is U C A G. Okay. Again here you write U C A G. Then toward this side, in each box you write all these 4 U C A G. Okay, U C A G, U C A G. Okay, and then here is also a U C A G. आता याच्यामध्ये पहिल्या बॉक्समध्ये मी हे तुम्हाला लिहून इथे दाखवतो, म्हणजे बाकीचे कोडॉन्स तुम्ही इझिली लिहाल. ओके, सो क्रॉस कसं घ्यायचा? यू इंटू यू आणि याच्यामधला पहिला यू म्हणजे यू 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 हा एक कोडॉन झाला. त्याच्यानंतर यू यू आणि याच्यामधलं दुसरं लेटर सी, यू यू सी. ओके, यू यू याच्यामधलं तिसरं लेटर ए, यू यू ए. ओके, आणि त्याच्यानंतर याच्यामधलं 4th लेटर यू यू जी. ओके, यू यू जी. असे तुम्ही इथे कोडॉन लिहू शकता. म्हणजे इथे 4, इथे 4, इथे 4, या बॉक्समध्ये 4 येतील. असे प्रत्येक बॉक्समध्ये 4 कोडॉन्स येतील. ओके, प्रत्येक बॉक्समध्ये हा असे 4 येतील. सो टोटल हाऊ मच कोडॉन्स obtained there? This 64 codons are there. Okay, or 64 codons will be formed when the genetic code is triplet, and such a type of the evidence, it was given by the Crick in 1961. Okay, and actually the scientists Nirenberg, Mattei and Ochoa, they described all these 64 codons and they add this 64 codon in the dictionary of genetic code. So with this we will stop at this moment.